to just come up on one knee and one foot. We're going to add compression right into the side of the body. So take an inhale and exhale. And again, it's the same premise where your arms are straight. You just not pushing, just leaning in. Now, as you move down, you're going to come upon the floating ribs. And you don't want to put a lot of pressure on the floating ribs. But what you do want to do is engage the soft tissue between the floating ribs and the iliac crest. So a nice way of getting in there is what's called dragon's mouth. So this is your hands overlaid like this. And have an inhale again. And on the exhale, you just sink in. And you just sink in. Nice and sink in. So that opens up that area. And now we're going to move right into the hip. Now, working on the hip from various angles is all good, because what you want to pay attention to mostly in the hip, as far as landmarks go, is the lateral border of the sacrum and the greater trochanter of the femur. And then you want to work all through this soft tissue and around onto the points of attachment. So what I've been doing as of late is, after I do this, I simply slip my knee here and swing my leg over here to stabilize and lock in the hip. So if I can apply pressure now here, and the leg won't slip out from under me. But again, my hara is right over the area I'm working. So I'm going to use palmar compression at first, just to compress into the soft tissue. And I'm using, feel on yourself the bone of the greater trochanter, the top of your leg bone. This is what I'm using. I'm just putting my fingertips on there and I'm following it around, using it as a center point. So I get all that soft tissue.
Right now?
I'm just, my fingertips are, and I'm just like using it as a center point, and I'm just pivoting around it. So this part, again, gets right into soft tissue. So there's no guesswork about it. You just feel right for that groove. So you're getting through the gluteals and deeper into the lateral rotators. So after general compression, we can go back with thumb over thumb, just to sink in a little bit more, just to make it a little bit more specific. And if you sink in, and you're sinking in at a rate where you should pay attention and you feel some tightness, you can just sort of hang out there a little bit. Right around. And then in this position too, then forearm. So this is position, just to lower yourself and the forearm just right in that groove. Nice and easy. It's nice to get used to using different body positions and body parts. And we're just going to take compression down the leg into the gallbladder meridian, into the iliotibial band. But notice too, with this position locked, the hip stays stationary. So you can apply pressure and it's not going to slip out from under you. Compression into the lower lateral compartment of the leg. And just to introduce a little subo, you all want to come here. And you see this is the ankle bone. Yes, also known as the lateral malleolus. Now, as I was compressing, there's this channel of energy that starts at the head, comes through the side and through the hip, and down the iliotibial band and through the peroneals, and it comes in front of the ankle. And there's a little subo right in front of the ankle. Let me know if that feels a little tender for you. Okay, See, ankle, here, this is gallbladder 40. This is the source point, or the balancing point for the gallbladder meridian. So if they're a little bit too woody, a little bit too pithy, a little bit too, it helps regulate. And right out the surface and out the fourth toe. And just to make sure that, since we've softened that wood and we want to bring it back a little more flexibility, we take this leg, so you come with the video around here, hand back as you all come over here, please. Come over here so you can see. It's simply bring the leg across and put your knee right in the lower back. Okay, you got me so far? Mm-hmm. And then you're just going to lift the leg and bring it like this. See how nice and supported. You want to try to keep the leg about as parallel as you can to the mat. Because this is meridian stretch, yes. Stomach, but also psoas. Very good psoas stretch. So for the psoas to get maximum amount of benefit from this position, you want to try to keep the leg as parallel to the ground as possible. You start hiking the hip more like that, it takes it away because of the angle of the psoas as it attaches on the lesser trochanter of the femur. Stretch, okay? Yeah. Nice and supported. Now say you're working on someone again, a lot bigger, or their leg is not as flexible, but you still want to give them a stretch. Hundreds of variations. You could use your foot, obviously, but you can also do this, which is very nice, where you use your body.
Back to it.
Yes, ma'am. And then you just roll.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Nice and supported. So you got to stay, this is the fluidity part again. You got to that snort went on the video. God. How do you explain that? Okay, so like this. And then when you want to bring them out into back into supine, just use the leg as a lever. And then you're right back in the thing. Same thing, okay? Right? Okay.